Let me explain to you, Bhagavati. The principle here is the whole is other than the parts. This is our thesis. Is there a whole other than a combination of parts? For example, is there a flower other than this assembly of petals and stem? Yes. Therefore, there is a thing called flower other than the assembly of parts.
Bhagavan, we differ. There is only assembly and no separate thing called flower.
Acharya ji, even as the seed sprouts, certain parts of the seed continue into the sprout. Therefore, the sprout is not from the absence of the seed. When the parts of the seed come together, they have to do so in a particular shape, so that the structure is maintained. The structure of the seed is called Bija Samsthana. It is true that the Samsthana, the structure, disintegrates, but certain parts of the structure are indeed continuing into the sprout.
Respected Acharya, we do not accept anything called samsthana, structure. There is only an assembly of parts.
Bhagavan, you are saying that the structure of parts of the seed disintegrates. It gives birth to non-existence, and from that the sprout comes. In your original thesis, you say you do not accept any structure. That means there is no seed other than parts of the seed. So there is no question of disintegration of the seed. Please tell us, when there is no seed, how can a sprout come from a non-existent seed?
All right. To safeguard our thesis, we will accept the thing called seed, which is real and other than the assembly of parts. But when the seed is destroyed, it leads to non-existence. And out of that non-existence, sprout comes. Therefore, our vada is correct.
Acharya-ji, in accepting the seed, you have violated your basic thesis that there is nothing called a thing other than the assembly of parts.
Bhagavati, we accept a structure called a seed, but it's an illusion, and that gets destroyed, leading to non-existence of seed or bija abhava. From that non-existence, there is a sprout.
Revered Shunyavada Acharya, please enlighten us. What is this samvruti, illusion? Is it abhava or is it bhava? If you say abhava, then you have to prove that a thing is born out of illusion, which itself is abhava. This abhava of illusion cannot be proved by perception or by inference, because there is no example. It is not something that Shruti says. So there is no Shabda Pramana. And in case you do not accept anything that Shruti says, therefore illusion, which itself is abhava, cannot be an origin of anything. If illusion is accepted by you as bhava, then the sprout is now born of bhava, not abhava. That goes completely against your basic premises of Shunyavada.
We are firm in our stand. Anything that arises has its origin in Shunya. For example, the sprout arises as the seed disintegrates. Therefore, seed abhava is the source, is the cause of sprout.
No, Acharya-ji, there are parts in the seed which continue into the sprout. As you subscribe, there is no real seed except the assembly of parts. And those parts are also present in the sprout. Therefore, Shunya cannot be the cause.
Oh, no, we do not agree. No, absolutely nothing but Shunya. Shunya is the cause.
Acharya-ji, please calm down. Let us analyze this again. You maintain that a called seed is itself non-existent because it is made up of further subparts. You also say subparts alone are real. If this is your argument, then obviously it will lead to infinite regression. Your hypothesis that the sprout comes from non-existent seed is completely untenable. Therefore, your theory cannot be accepted.
No, we are my dearest and most learned acharyas, for now, there will be no more suppositions. We will certainly address this at some other time and some other place, perhaps in Varanasi. Until then, please reflect on this. The existent clay is the cause of the existent pot. For whatever reason, if non-existence is the cause, then the effect cannot be anything but non-existence. When you say pot is, the cause is Sat. It cannot be Asat, non-existence. Therefore, it comes from Sat only. Know this to be the truth. Sadeva Somya Idamagra Asit Ekameva Advititi.
Having listened to the discussion about Sat and Asat, you are probably anxious to know the conclusion. It would be most appropriate to prayerfully request Puja Rishivar Dalaka to bless us with the Anugraha Bhashanam. Here he comes. Let us welcome the great Rishi and his son Shwetaketu.
Saumya, did you listen to Purvapaksa Samvada with full attention?
Yes, Acharya.
Did you understand everything?
Yes, Bhagavan, I understood everything.
Are all your doubts clear?
Yes, all my doubts are cleared, Pujya.
Hey, Priyadarshana, please come here and sit here. Now listen to what I have to say. Aitadatmyam idagam sarvam. Tat satyam sa atma. Tattvamasi Shwetaketu. All this stuff and the substance are in Sat alone. This is the only truth, and this is the innermost reality of an individual. O Shwetaketu, that art thou.
Swamiji, may we please request you to please join the participants on stage?
Yeah, just for 2 minutes and then I will say a few words.
Please, Swamiji.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Normally, I would not have preferred to speak, but after seeing the program, I was so moved by the way it is conducted, so I felt like speaking. I never had an idea how this program is going to develop. Generally, I prefer to leave the uncertainty as uncertainty, so that it can be known at that time itself. And so the entire thing proved to be a big surprise to me. I knew the script, but the way the script would be presented, I did not know, I did not have any inkling of it. And so it came as a very pleasant surprise. It is very beautifully organized. In fact, it was conceived by Srimati Srividyananda, and the concept has taken shape further and further. And so today we have seen I think this could have proved to be very well received even in Sringeri Matha or Kamakoti Matha. That kind of standard maybe they would not have appreciated the English language, but the subject matter they would have all appreciated, all scholars. India has a great tradition of argumentation. In fact, the Nobel laureate Amartya Sen wrote a book, Argumentative Indian. This book makes a very great reading for the students of philosophy. In fact, this tradition of argumentation, wherein all scholars assemble and exchange their opinions with a lot of mutual respect. So they differ in their opinions, but there is no depth of mutual respect. They share their views very freely, and the king of the day provides the infrastructure and all. So this kind of a situation was there in India since times immemorial. To put it in a historic background, it was King Ashoka around 300 BC who started to the historically established fact. Before that there was a lot of debates were going on, but this was very historically proven fact that Ashoka started this debate. And in Ashoka's time, Ashoka was a great king. He was a king who respected all different opinions equally, and so he used to assemble all scholars and provide all facilities to them and allowed them to discuss. This is how a lot of Buddhist and Hindu philosophers used to discuss many things together. And this tradition, which was started by Ashoka, was continued by Akbar. The Emperor Akbar, he was a very great Mughal emperor. Of all Mughal emperors, Akbar is a different person. He was not an orthodox Muslim. In fact, he deviated from Islam and started a new religion, Deen Ilahi. And this is a synthesis of all schools of thought. That he experimented that way. In fact, prior to the proclamation of Deen Ilahi, he in fact built a huge auditorium like this, in which all the scholars assemble and discuss various philosophical viewpoints. And some of the statements which Akbar made, if you see, you will be surprised. He put conditions. In discourse, nobody should insult the other person. All the different opinions should be respected equally. There should not be any dogmatism in all these dialogues and all that. This kind of conditions Akbar has implemented. And then in modern times, Swami Ramatirtha in Lucknow, he convened a meeting of all religious people, and he allowed them to debate, he encouraged them to debate among themselves. That was happening sometime in 1901, 1902, when all the Muslim scholars and Hindu scholars and Christian scholars, Sikh and Jaina, Bauddha, they were all sitting together and discuss, and they were having a free exchange of their views. If that atmosphere had it continued the way Swami Ramatirtha visualized, even Bharat would not have been divided into different countries in 1947. Because the tradition was broken and the differences between different groups of people increased, finally resulted in the separation of the motherland. Therefore, goodwill, mutual respect, love for the other people, the patience to listen to what other people have to say, not saying a lot of rhetoric against other people. These were all the basic principles of Indian argumentative tradition. And I am sure if scholars had they seen this debate today, they would have appreciated the glory of this tradition. Our friends have done a marvelous job. I really enjoyed it as much as any one of you. And so I appreciate Srimati Shiviti, Shivijananda and all others for their wonderful effort. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Shiva, 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 Shiva.